Today, former NFL player Kevin Ware Jr. took a plea deal involving 2 charges in Montgomery County. He is the man accused of killing a missing Spring woman.
On the night of April 25, 2021, in the quiet community of Spring, Texas, a party was underway inside a suburban home. Music pulsed through the walls, drinks clinked in glasses, and guests mingled in conversation. On the surface, it was an ordinary night of celebration. But amid the laughter, tension lingered. Some guests noticed that the hosts, Taylor Pomaski and her boyfriend, former NFL player Kevin Ware Jr., weren't as carefree as they appeared. Their smiles seemed strained. Their words to each other sharp. An argument, loud enough for others to overhear, cut through the music more than once. By sunrise, everything had changed. Taylor Pomaski, a 29-year-old woman with a bright spirit and endless potential, was gone. She hadn't left a note. She hadn't called her parents. She hadn't reached out to friends. She had simply vanished. And the last person known to be with her. Her boyfriend. Kevin Ware Jr. Taylor Pomaski wasn't just a missing woman on a flyer. She was someone's daughter, someone's friend. Her loved ones describe her as radiant, the kind of person who could walk into a room and bring warmth with her smile. She loved being around people, making connections, and she carried dreams of stability, family, and a better future. But like many, she struggled in her search for lasting happiness. She wanted love, real love, and she thought she had found it in Kevin. But behind closed doors, things were different. Friends say the relationship was turbulent. Fights were frequent. There were moments of passion and affection, but also flashes of anger, control, and fear. Kevin Ware's story began with promise. Born in 1980, he stood tall and strong, carving a path in football that would take him all the way to the NFL. After excelling at the University of Washington, he was picked up by the Washington Redskins in 2003, later playing with the San Francisco 49ers. On the field, Kevin was talented. A tight end with size and athleticism, he had what it took to stand among the best. But his career was short, just 16 games across 2 seasons. Off the field, demons followed him. Instead of discipline and drive, Kevin's life began unraveling into drug abuse, crime, and arrests. The glory of the NFL faded fast, replaced by mugshots and courtrooms. To many, Kevin was still charming, magnetic even. But those close to him knew he could be volatile, unpredictable, and dangerous. By the time he met Taylor, he was already facing serious charges involving drugs and illegal firearms. His life was spiraling, and he was dragging Taylor into the storm with him. April 20, 2021. Just 5 days before Taylor vanished, Kevin had been arrested. Police caught him with drugs and a firearm, charges that could have kept him locked away. But instead, the system released him on bond. 5 days later, Taylor was gone. April 25, 2021. At Taylor's home in Spring, the party began like any other. Guests were drinking, talking, and enjoying the night. But those who were there later recalled a different energy. Taylor and Kevin fought in front of others. The arguments were heated, unsettling. Something about the night felt off. And then, sometime in the chaos, Taylor disappeared. Her friends noticed. Her family noticed. She wasn't the type to just leave. No calls. No texts. Nothing. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. When Taylor's family realized she was missing, panic set in immediately. They called police, printed flyers, and made pleas to the media. Her mother spoke through tears, "Taylor, if you can hear this, please come home. We just want you safe." The community searched. Volunteers combed through wooded areas, fields, and neighborhoods. But the one person who might have held answers, Kevin Ware, gave none. He didn't search. He didn't plead. He didn't seem to grieve. Instead, he grew silent, distant, and cold. For Taylor's family, that silence was its own answer. Months dragged by with no answers. Then, in December 2021, a break came. In northern Harris County, in a ditch off the side of the road, investigators found human remains. The body was badly decomposed, skeletal, and unrecognizable. Forensic teams worked carefully, searching for clues. It wasn't until April 2022 that they confirmed the devastating truth: it was Taylor Pomaski. For her family, hope was gone. Taylor wasn't coming home. The case against Kevin Ware was growing. In July 2022, a Harris County grand jury indicted him for murder and tampering with a corpse. Court documents painted a chilling picture. Prosecutors alleged Kevin used multiple methods: a knife, blunt force, strangulation, to kill Taylor. A witness later claimed Kevin confessed privately, admitting he had cut Taylor's throat, burned her body, and even photographed the fire. It was a detail that shocked even seasoned investigators. Why did it happen? Prosecutors believed Kevin was living a double life: the former NFL player who still wore the image of success, and the criminal whose anger and desperation were spiraling out of control. He was out on bond, facing prison, and his relationship with Taylor was fractured. That night at the party, it boiled over. Taylor became the victim of his rage. Fast forward to May 7, 2025. Kevin Ware sat in a courtroom, his trial just days away. Prosecutors had evidence, witnesses, and a jury ready. Kevin was staring down the possibility of life in prison. But then, they offered him a deal. Plead guilty, admit to the murder of Taylor Pomaski, and he would serve 30 years. Judge Brian Warren leaned forward, warning him, "I'm going to play football with you right now, this is your last chance." Kevin hesitated. He left the courtroom to think. For 20 long minutes, Taylor's family waited. When he returned, the decision was made. He accepted the deal. Kevin Ware Jr. admitted to killing Taylor Pomaski, and to desecrating her body. For Taylor's family, it was bittersweet. Justice had been served, but nothing could bring their daughter back. Every holiday, every birthday, every future moment she should have had, stolen. Kevin Ware Jr., once an athlete with the world at his feet, will now spend the next 30 years behind prison walls. His fall from grace was complete. This case isn't just about a murder. It's about missed warning signs. It's about a system that released a dangerous man on bond. It's about the hidden dangers of toxic relationships. Taylor's story is a reminder: behind closed doors, abuse can escalate, and silence can turn deadly. Taylor Pomaski's story is a chilling reminder that even those who seem closest to us can hide dangerous secrets. Kevin Ware Jr. went from NFL stardom to a prison cell, all because of choices rooted in anger, violence, and control. Taylor's life was stolen, but her memory lives on. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories that dig deeper into the cases behind the headlines. And remember, behind every headline, there's a human life that mattered. Rest in peace, Taylor Pomaski.